So first, if you guys are gonna see that I'm wearing the same outfit, but it's because I did 2 videos in one day, and I'm just so proud of myself because I'm trying to get into the YouTube thing. I'm trying to learn how to talk louder to you guys on camera so you guys can be interested and want to stay on longer. I appreciate all the viewers that have been coming back, who have been giving me their little likes. We appreciate it. Make sure you guys like and subscribe because we're only getting better from here. Think of this as a place where you can get real talk without being scared to hear anything. Like, you just getting real truth, you getting an insight. And if I don't know, just be happy that you're getting insight, because I'm really here to help everyone out, help myself out, because I can see that people be like, I like coming to YouTube. It does feel good, but I also talk to people like face to face too, so don't worry, I'm not just getting all of my feelings out during screen time. I just treat you guys like I treat my family dinner time. I literally talk about the same things basically, except I'm a little bit more filtered on YouTube, which is good. It's good to be filtered. Do not just go around spreading everything unfiltered through media, because that's not the best thing to do. So basically, this is the quick run through. I had been part of a media series where we were coming and we were talking to the youth about what we were seeing on the media, which is great. I loved it. It was a cool first couple months. Recently, literally like earlier this week, I quit because it was getting to the point where I was starting to ask a lot of questions. Answers that I were receiving weren't the answers that I wanted to hear, and it just felt like there was a lot of gaps in the story. But the reason I want to come on here today is because I noticed that there's a lot of people who either don't realize when they're being manipulated into a situation, or they don't know how to say no without feeling guilty. So I am 20, as in I had just turned 20 earlier this month. It is July. I'm an early July baby. I just had my birthday, and as part of my 20s, and I just decided that I'm going to just live my life. That's all you can do. All you can do is wake up every day and do the best you can to make the most out of your life. I'm going to live my truth. The goal not to become famous or just rich, but the goal is to feel happy. And this is something that my parents tell me every single day. Every time I try to tell them this whole spiel about how I want to become rich and famous, they're like, that's not the key to life, Dariae, because you can have all that and just be unhappy. The key is to be happy and to love what you do every single day. And I'm really starting to love YouTube, even if the editing process is a bit much, but I'm starting to love YouTube, and I'm starting to love communicating more with people, because I used to be a bit shyer when I was younger. So it's just something that I'm learning and I'm falling in love with every single day. Now, knowing that, I also have learned that I really enjoy serving my community, and that's what I thought the media series was going to be about, serving the community, until I realized that someone over us may have been profiting from the serving that I was doing for the community. It was me and a couple other people, and I felt like maybe the person over us was going to profit from the fact that we were doing serving and they were finding funding. I wasn't okay with that. And again, the entire situation at the end of the day, it was just like okay, you learn from it and you move on, because it wasn't like we weren't deep enough in it where it was going to be like it was a big loss. It was actually really fresh and it was really new and it was exciting. But the problem is just that I saw how attached people were to this person, and that's when it was starting to become like this might be it's unfair, because the levels of power are off. This person may have more power over you because they're older than you, because they know, and because they're older than you, they've had more experience than you, and they know more than you. And you're a little bit naive when you're younger. You just are, like, no matter how young you are, you're just a little bit more naive than the person a little bit older than you, because you haven't went through that experience that make you less naive. This was the experience to make you less naive. But when I was talking to the people that were involved in the situation, I was really just like letting everyone know, like, you are so young You are so young that you can dip whenever you want to dip out of a situation and it will be okay. Essentially, this is the best time to literally just be on your own and it will be okay, because you're only responsible for yourself at this point in your life. Especially if you don't have children, if you're not in a relationship, you're literally only responsible for yourself. And then when I mean a relationship, I mean if you're not married, you're literally only responsible for yourself technically. So just knowing that, and I'm just like, see the traps while you can. Don't place yourself in a situation where you're in a trap for 3, 4, 5 years because you want to be in disbelief. And I see so many people who want to see the good in everyone constantly, and it's just like, dude, some people are just bad. Some people are just bad people, or they may just have a bit more bad than they do good, and it's okay to recognize that, and it's okay to be like, look, you dealing with your own issues right now, and that's fine. But your issues and my issues, there's no connection there. There's nothing tying me to you besides my own goodwill. And my own goodwill can possibly turn back on me and hurt me in the long run, because it's just like, now I'm sitting here with my own issues I developed because I'm traumatized from dealing with you and your issues. So, you're taking on more burden than what's even required of you. Just leave. I mean, like I said, it feels so good to be young, because it's just like, oh, I can dip whenever I want to dip, and then face the consequences later, of course, and also just be willing to take a risk. Some people are always like, take the risk and, like, just see where it goes, but also take the risk of not seeing where it goes. Take the risk of being like, I'm just not going to be part of this, and I'll see where it goes from the outside of the circle, especially if it really just doesn't seem beneficial. And something that helps me leave when I want to leave, again, I'm also a very privileged person. I'm a privileged person because I have a beautiful home, I have a beautiful family, I have the support to be a risk taker and be like, yes, I'm out. And it's very rare that I leave a project. It's very rare that I'm very adamant, or I'm very vocal to the point where it may even come off as me being like rude when it comes to me dealing with adults. But this was one of those situations where it was too much. I was just like, someone lying to me. It felt like it was a lot of disconnect going on. I had to block people from social media because I just felt very uncomfortable, and it was just something in my gut that was like, some of this isn't adding up. And again, even if you're not a bad person, even if the person that you're trying to separate yourself isn't a bad person, if it just doesn't sit right with you, if it's gonna mess with you, if I'm thinking about it in my free time in a negative way, I need to separate myself from the situation. It don't matter. You can't be the type of person that, the thing that really made me raise an eyebrow is that the person that was trying to encourage me to stay on the team, they were basically just like, you're always talking about Black women, how they take on the burden of everything. And it was very weird for me to hear that, because it was just like I do say this, but just because I say it doesn't mean you can use it back on me to, it doesn't mean that you know me in any way, shape, or form. And it also doesn't mean that this is going to trigger me into staying or helping. So I would just say, be careful with what you tell people, because some people use it back on you to trap you into an environment, trap you into a situation, or they use it to guilt trip you. And it's just like, you have to be strong enough in who you are to not allow someone to guilt trip you. Do not allow anyone to guilt trip you, because you are going to, if you allow people to guilt trip you just off of the stuff that they know, off of the things that they think are your weaknesses, never reveal your true weaknesses. That's a no-go. Never reveal your true weaknesses, especially in this day and time, because the manipulation and how easy it is to manipulate someone is quite scary, really. And even be careful of like what you allow to trigger you. You need to limit how many triggers you have. I definitely was one of those people in high school that I was easily triggered. Like, people would talk about Black people in a way that just really made me emotional, and I was just sad because I felt like they were talking about me specifically, but realistically they were just racist, anti-Black, mean people. They were just meanies. And this isn't even me talking about white kids, I'm talking about other kids of color. They were just mean. And But because they knew my triggers, they're gonna push on those triggers to get a reaction out of you because they're bored in their daily lives. And I hate me and my friend were talking about this, about how people say hurt people. No, some people just be bored. Some people just be bored. Don't even give people the benefit of the doubt of thinking like, oh, he's hurt, so I don't want to push him against a corner. Even when Keke Palmer was like, you know, it's easy to kick someone when they're in a corner, girl. And the thing is, I think that was her way of being professional, so I understand that too. But, you know, don't be feeling too much sympathy for people, because sometimes that's the real weakness of a lot of women. Is just that we're being taught to, like, oh, this person, to see all their weaknesses. And it's just like, you have your own weaknesses, okay? And you have your own life, your own weaknesses, your own desires and wants out of life. So don't push those to the side because this person got their weaknesses and you can see them and you want to be sympathetic today. You don't got to be sympathetic today. You don't got to be sympathetic today, tomorrow, next week. If you really don't want to, I mean, no one's going to be extra sympathetic towards you. No one's going to look at you and be like, oh, these are her weaknesses, let me be extra kind today. No one about to do that for you. And that's really just the truth of the matter. But yeah, I just felt like, you know, trust your intentions. People are always like, or not your intentions, your intuition. Trust your intuition. People are always like, you know, I was getting this gut feeling that something was off, but I ignored it. I'm not ignoring no gut feeling. And I think that's just like, that's how I just show my femininity. That's when and I try to be, lately I've been trying to get very in touch with my femininity. I've been taking deep breaths and I've been trying to be softer, smile more. But this had surpassed the ability for me just to sit back and smile. At some point you also have to stick up for yourself, and you know, do it in the right environment. Do it where you're not going to be harmed. Thankfully for me, we're like in quarantine, so I'm not physically face to face with any of these people. I think my reactions would have been different, and you know, depending on the people that you're around. If I know I'm not around anybody who would actually physically try to protect me if something physical occurred, I'm not going to be as outspoken in the way that I would usually be, or I would like to be. And that's something that I did have to learn over time. But you know, I've been just learning to speak up for myself, because these are my 20s, and not only are these my 20s, this is my life. And you know, knowing where I want to be 5, 6, 7 years from now, I can't waste the first year of my 20s just da-da-da-da-da. I'm just gonna follow along in someone else's path and make their dreams come true. Like, no, you're not gonna do that. And again, this isn't to bash anyone. This isn't to be like, I hated my time doing what I was doing. No, everything is a learning lesson. It's just quicker. It's just best to learn quicker than it is to learn, you know, no need for you to, if you learn the lesson early, there's no need to stick around and repeat the same lesson over and over again. That's not how you're gonna grow. I learned the lesson and then I just moved on. You just jump to the next ship. And I didn't feel guilty about it. I was feeling like, hey, I mean, I learned a lesson and that was really just it. But it was just the fact that I'm just like, darn, I see young girls and women, literally we're just in our prime, and I see people realize that we're in our prime, and I see them attach themselves to us and try to live out their once upon a time youth through our realized youth. Like, this is real youth right here. Like, this is real youth all up in here, and they're trying to use it, and I'm just like, whoa, I can't allow you to use my youth because you didn't do right with your youth. You know, do something with your middle age. Do something with your elder years. I don't know, but you can't use my youth to make up for your lost time, for the fact that you feeling like you running on the clock. And I shouldn't feel guilty for saying no. And this is America. We don't have that same rules of, you know, helping the elderly, and like, I'm sorry, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one for all for one. Like, you know, like, it's all for, like, you know what I'm saying? Be nice and no. Don't be nice. Be kind, be compassionate, but also set boundaries. People be so shocked when you actually say what you do. When I was talking about setting boundaries, I was so serious. This was a moment of me protecting my energy, and man, did it feel great. And when I saw other women protecting their energy, I was like, yes, Protect your energy, because you're not missing out on anything. It's just you being sad. It would just be you being hurt, you having a story to tell someone else. And it's just gonna be like, I'd rather people look at me. I honestly would rather people say, Dariae, you are mean and spiteful and da 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 da, than people be like, I am so sorry that happened to you. Literally, I would literally rather people say, Dariae, use words that I, for one, would never call myself. I would rather someone say that to me than anyone ever apologize for something that has happened to me, because I believed in other people when they hadn't showed me anything for me to trust them and believe in them for. Whew. So yeah, that was, I literally listened to myself, and that's why I love doing this YouTube thing now, because I had made a video and I had put out to everyone, I was like, protect your energy, and then the time came for me to protect my energy, and I protected it, and I feel light and airy and breezy, and I feel like I'm getting into 1 minute baby steps. And I'm not rushing into it, I'm getting it, I'm dipping my toes in the water. And I would just like to thank my mother and my father and my sister and, my grandmother, all of them, for one, living their lives day by day, and two, reminding me that it's all about happiness. It's all about what makes you happy. Are you happy right now? If not, what is it that's making you unhappy? Don't chase. Sometimes you're just chasing material things, and it's just like, this is it. This is the life right here. You're no jacket, no chain, no earrings, no jewelry's gonna make me. It's not gonna change anything inside. Now, does that mean I think you shouldn't chase, does that mean I think you shouldn't pursue being financially stable? No, that's not what I mean. Be financially stable, But at the same time, just, be comfortable. Be comfortable. I'm saying be financially stable so you can do something with the money and be comfortable and live your life. So, yeah. Oh, my goodness. I need water. But I just wanted to come on here, and I think I'm going to just do more of these little talks, and I'm not going to edit them because I said what I said, and I didn't say anything bad, so that's good. But yeah, it was just a quick lesson that I had to learn, and I just want everyone to know, especially if you're in a situation where you feel like, oh, this person may know more than me. Yes, they may know more than you, and they actually probably do know more than you. You're right, they do know more than you, and they also know that life goes by. If you're not comfortable with the situation, you can exit the situation. If you're not happy, you have to find what makes you happy. If this isn't your passion, create your passion. And your passion that you're creating for yourself does not have to look like someone else's passion at all. Your passion can literally be sharpening pencils. I'm pretty sure if you want to, someone out there decided, like, I want to sharpen the pencil, and he made money sharpening the pencil. So, what I'm saying? Like, if your passion is to grow potatoes every day, go out and grow those potatoes and grow the best potatoes that you can. Do what makes you happy. That's when people are like, eat the rich. Don't listen to people who be saying eat the rich, because they be lying first. They be saying eat the rich, and then they be like, then they be trying to become the rich. So don't listen to the people that be like eat the rich. They don't know what they're talking about. But if you want to, do what makes you happy. Whatever it is that makes you happy. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. When people are saying eat the rich, they're saying, really, life shouldn't be about chasing money constantly. We shouldn't be in this whirlpool of just waking up and striving constantly for this dream, when it's just like you're just supposed to live, and you're supposed to have a lifestyle where you practice what you preach every single day, and it's supposed to fulfill you on the inside. Do that. Try that. So yeah, thank you guys for checking out this video. I hope my voice was loud enough and as interesting as you guys need to be, so you guys can stay on and like it up a little bit, okay? Like, subscribe, comment on the videos. I am giving you guys content this month, okay? Proud of myself because I'm giving you guys content. I'm giving you guys interesting voice. I'm giving you guys something to talk about, something to have a discussion about. Bring it up to your families at dinner table, at dinner. I don't know. Okay, I love you guys so much. Bye, everyone.